Welcome back to Black Renaissance. Please welcome Anita Darden-Gardine, a woman who, against all odds, became the founder and CEO of her company, Oneva, an organization that connects professionals with people who need child, elder, and pet care. Hello, Anita.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. We're so happy to have you. And I love the idea of Oneva. You sort of described it to me as an Uber for caretakers. How does it work?
Well, we take all of the hassle out of finding caregivers. We test, train, and certify all the caregivers. They have FBI background checks, and they can come to your home to take care of your child or your grandma, your elder, and they can drive them to school, to medical appointments, and provide the care that you would if you were able to.
And you sort of just order them up like you would an Uber.
That is correct. Through our proprietary technology platform, you're able to go in and view videos of caregivers. You're able to book them conveniently and even pay for them, all with no fuss.
And you talked about having FBI background checks. I mean, that definitely is going a step further than I think most places would.
Of course. Well, I mean, who are you going to depend on? Your Facebook buddy or the FBI to do a background check on the caregiver that's going to take care of your child or your mom or your dad? When we searched for care for our daughter, who's now 11, we just couldn't find anything out there in the market that we felt comfortable with, that we felt we could trust, in which we knew the caregivers had had their backgrounds fully vetted. In fact, this has become such a problem that Senator Congresswoman Patty Lopez has introduced Bill AB 589 to penalize some firms because they don't provide fair background checks, and they actually misrepresent what those are to the public.
That's so important to know that the person that you're entrusting to care for your child or your parent is someone who has been thoroughly vetted.
Of course, and the only way to get a background check is to have the FBI do it. That's the best way to ensure your child is being cared for by someone who's had their background fully vetted and fully checked.
And this is a growing company. How many caregivers do you have at this point?
At this point, we have about 30. We're growing 50 a month. We are
50 a month.
50 a month. We are actively recruiting. We've hired recruiters. We're also growing in programmers. We're a technology company. We're growing in our engineering department. We're growing in our marketing department. We're growing in our administrative department. But we're ramping up for the Bay Area, and we need actually 100 caregivers is our near-term target by the end of April, and then we're going to keep going.
You're on track to get to 100.
That is correct. That is correct. We started our business actually back in 2013. We started taking on clients in July of 2014, and we had great success in the East Bay, and we decided to share our wonderful service with folks throughout the Bay Area. So now we have customers in Sunnyvale and Mill Valley, certainly heavily in the East Bay, Martinez. The customers who work with us love us, and we enjoy those moms and dads who are able to come home into their environments knowing that their loved ones, their child, their parent has been cared for. It's a stable environment because our caregivers follow the directives that the parents tell us to provide when we come out and do the intake. So our care is really tailored to the needs of each family.
That's fantastic. It sounds great. And I have to ask you, as the CEO of a startup, an African-American woman, a woman and an African-American, the CEO of a startup, when we know that startup culture has such a diversity gap, what has that been like for you?
It's been challenging. Have I got a story to share for you?
Uh-oh.
This past summer, I was invited to a pitch event in Palo Alto, and I was in a room with a number of CEOs, and a gentleman walked up to my chief technology officer, and he said, "Are you going to let the black girl pitch?"
What?
I'll tell you, I was devastated. I felt frozen. I was angry. I had to remove myself. I ran to the ladies' room, and I had to talk myself out of it. And I kept saying, "You can do it. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go." Eventually, I believed it. I went back out. I gave a great pitch, maybe not my best pitch, but I'll tell you afterwards, one of the VCs came over to me and said, "I get it. I love it. You did well." So
fantastic.
But
but those hurdles are still very much there.
Correct. I would certainly advise any black entrepreneur. We know there are jerks out there. We know there are barriers out there, but we just got to let it go and focus on our ideas and be heard.
Well, you are making some powerful strides with a fantastic idea. I mean, I just think it sounds great, Oneva. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I'm going to have to go download that app now and check it out.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me, Kristen.
Absolutely. For more information about Oneva, you can go to oneva.com. It's ONEVA.com. We'll be back with more Black Renaissance. This time, Liam Mayclaim interviews Cheryl Lee Ralph.